Okay, what's going on here? That's me, Guron here. So yeah, I'm going to react today on the true crime and drama. So get ready. Yeah, I just switched off the background lighting in the kitchen. So yeah, let's watch the
I don't normally
Ray William Johnson video about, here we go. Here is why I'm never having kids. Okay, why though?
make this kind of video, but this comes up a lot in my life. So here's why I'm never having kids. Okay, first off, kids are expensive. I mean, kids are expensive and I'd rather spend that money on things that make me happy, like my animation projects and such. I'm kind of a nut job. Honestly, I'm a little bit crazy and I don't want to pass any of those traits on to another generation. Kids themselves. Have you met kids? They're a lot. It feels unfair.
Man.
Like it feels unfair to bring a kid into this world right now. Like with the economy and climate change, like
The world wasn't the greatest place in any point of time, and in any point of time you could hear that, oh my god, that is the bad time to have kids and yada yada. But to be honest, if you want to if you want to have your genes spread into the next generations, if you are believing in the genes itself, so it could possibly be better to have kids, and as well as the marriage will be more meaningful if you will have the kids like a goal itself. So just why do you have to be in the relationships if they are not leading to marriage and not leading to having the family and having kids? So what the point of it? And also, yeah, I think in US the pensions could be really good, but in the less advanced countries, the parents are still relying on the kids to spoil them when the parents are old. So that's a pretty big deal to have kids, actually, even though it's really debatable, because yeah, the valid points are that it's expensive to have kids, and sometimes it is even not really covering how will you actually if you would save, for example, the money what you've spent on the kids, and then just save them till you will become old, and this money will actually spoil you when you are old. So that's could work, and especially in the case of Ray William Johnson, I think he already can have the nice retirement because I'm pretty much sure that he has quite of a lots of amount of money, but still. It's a really debatable topic, I think, but surely it's up to the certain person. If the person don't want, let it be like this, okay? But in terms um, of the populational aspect, and if you want to your population be more represented in the society more than the other populations which are getting much more birth than the white population, for example, if the if one people will outnumber other people and will replace eventually the outnumbered people, then after 20 or 30 years, the world can look slightly different from what we used to see.
Future is looking a little bleak. Kids take up time. Any parent will tell you kids are really, really time consuming. And I'd rather spend that time doing something that makes me happy. Gaming. Look, I have one gaming console and I'm gonna be the one that plays it. My wife. Like, I love my wife a lot and
What? You want to you don't want to just buy the another console if you have enough money? Just what the problem to give your child a console to play with it? That's, I don't know how to even comment it. That's just weird. Just let the child play the games, and you can play the games on the another console in another room or something like this. What the point?
that plays it. My wife. Like, I love my wife a lot and I love spending time with her, and I wouldn't want anything to interrupt that time, and I feel like having kids would interrupt my time with her.
Interrupt by what? By being actually closer to her while she's pregnant, by caring about her while she's pregnant, by actually having more time with her while she's pregnant, because she will need your assistance. I'm not getting this point.
Screaming. You know that high-pitched screaming that kids do when they run around the pool?
Yeah. I mean, I can get why the kids could be annoying, etc. But still, it's how the society operated all entire history. So breaking it, it's just not how it works. So in this, if the certain individual will decide to not have kids, and if that individual is especially white, and the white people are basically are minority right now in the world population scale. So if they will not getting burned, the white population will be end. So that sucks. I mean, why so? I'm worried.
Ugh, just throw me in front of a bus. And most importantly, I have no desire to be a parent. Just that feeling is not.
I mean, of course, it's pretty much the person's decision. Of course, if the person wants, it could do this, but in the larger scale, it will have the consequences, and in the personal scale too. Because like, why do you even have the marriage if you will not have the kids in future? Like, for what? For just being with each other and having sex? That's it. With condoms. Damn, man.
There, and it's never been there. And honestly, it never will be there. Also, I recently got a vasectomy, so there's that. And by the way, I'm not trying to upset parents here. None of this is to say that you shouldn't have kids or anything like that. You do you, boo-boo. That's on you. I know that
Yeah.
makes a lot of people happy. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I get it. But I mean, I'm more about the larger scale thing. So, and the populational thing as well. And my points are in the in the meaning of the relationships and the traditional thinking too. So yeah.
So I got
Okay, that's outdated. Let's see here. Vietnam vet finds son.
DNA test, right? You can just look at us.
Sure. These pictures here were the only pictures I had of Gary.
We got each other now, though.
Oh my goodness, very touching story right here in Albuquerque for you this morning, and a father and a son who were
Actually, his wife is
separated during the Vietnam War have
nice.
found each other after nearly 40 years of being apart, and you're not going to believe how they reconnected. Here with me now is Gary Bowie and his father, Jerry Quinn. Gentlemen, good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
And it's very touching to hear this story. What was the moment like? It was back in January when you two finally were able to reconnect and see each other.
I was stunned. On my end, Gary had posted the back of a photograph with my address, and with his mother's handwriting. I immediately knew I was getting ready to see who my son was. It just all the way to the depths of my being. I knew that 40 years was coming. There was something going to happen. It was beautiful.
You're shaking there just talking about it. Gary, what was it like, that moment when you finally reconnected and you were able to give each other a great big hug?
It happened so fast. Like I said, I didn't want to believe it. I'm like, this is not happening overnight. I mean, Tuesday night, I sent a friend request out, and Wednesday morning, I found my dad. I'm like, okay, But the feeling's awesome. I mean, I think it's above and beyond awesome. I don't know how to describe that. I mean, it's just,
that's great.
It's awesome now. I mean,
the person from the single-parent family. I'm really happy for this son to finally find his father.
with me,
He's there.
so.
Okay, so let's go back 40 years. How did you two get separated?
Well, it was the end of the Vietnam War, and I was actually one of the last 2,500 GIs to leave Vietnam. In March 28th, 1973, we were all huddled around, and the next day, 591 POWs were released. That was all part of the Vietnam War. And basically, from there on, the North Vietnamese came down. They took over the country. I lost communication with his mom. In between there, I found out she was pregnant and got the pictures you saw. So I never saw Gary, other than those pictures, for 40 years.
So you had never seen him in person, never held him as a baby?
Never.
Okay, 40 years. You knew your dad. You knew your dad was this guy.
40 years.
He was an American soldier at the time, but you never could connect with him. So what were you doing to try to find him?
Actually, I didn't know anything until 1999.
Okay.
That's when my mom. Actually, I didn't know who was my mom until 1999.
Okay.
So I got this, letter in the mail, and and I got the letter in the mail. So it was a long letter, and the letter in the package has two pictures of my dad, and my dad and my mom, and
Is
so
he living
that's
in the
when
US now,
I'm like,
even though he has been born in the Vietnam?
that I have a dad, and I know that I have a real mom, because I was raised, with a foster family pretty much all my life, until 1999. So it's pretty. That's when I'm like, okay. That's when I started looking. I wrote a letter to that address, but it got kicked back to me, and I was very sad. I'm like, there's no way this is happening. Why? Why do I receive this package now? I came in contact my dad, and I'm like, I was very sad.
Okay, so you're running into dead ends. Then Jerry, you posted a message on Facebook, and that's how this whole thing happened.
Yeah, I mean, it was like the last thing to do.
Because you'd actually gone back to Vietnam to try to find Gary.
Yeah, I was back in Vietnam. I was with the BBC, British Broadcasting Company. because they're filming my search, they're actually going to put out a documentary, worldwide documentary. And we had just come to a dead end. I'm like, a lot of good things happened, but now I knew I really wanted to make the connection. I knew there had to be something there. I mean, there was things that happened that made him so real to me.
Okay, so let's fast forward here. You put a note on Facebook. You saw it through a friend's post. And then when did that moment when the light bulb went on and it was like, hey, wait a second, this is it?
Yes, like I said, I didn't want to believe it. This happened so fast, you know, from Wednesday to Thursday. I'm like, okay, something is not right. You know, I just don't go on there. No, Tuesday night, requested you guys a friend, and on Wednesday morning, I found my dad. I'm like, okay, this is not happening. But I was actually nervous. I was like shaking. I was out food shopping, and then I told my wife, come here, Jenny, I found my dad. And she's like, come on, man, don't play, you know. This is not time. I'm like, no, please, look. He's got my mom pictures on there, too. But I was like shaking, like holding the phone, and I'm like looking. I'm like, okay, come on. I'm like, calm down, Gary, calm down. You know, one step at a time. You know what I mean? So that's when I got home. I just took a picture of the back of the picture and sent him just the address, and I just see what kind of response I'm getting. You know, so. But it's awesome.
Yeah. Jerry, what do you want to tell Gary? 40 years.
I just wish that I could have been there. You know, I think that my biggest thing is that, you know, he has a brother, and I've had the joy of having a son with me. And missing that, you know, you can't replace that, but we can go forward. You know, we can build our relationship now, even as men, and move forward. And that's what I'm looking forward to, getting to know the man that I missed for 40 years.
And Gary, what do you
At
want to
least
say?
he missed. I hope that he said it genuinely, and he actually missed this guy. And yeah, that's nice to see this family reunion after the 40 long years.
With your dad, 40 years, seeing him here.
I'm happy. I could finally say I have a dad now. I'm very happy, and we're just gonna enjoy our time. You know, like Dad say, we're gonna start building this relationship that we don't have for 40 years. You know, so love you, Dad.
I love you, man.
So nice to see, like,
But it's an
Can't
incredible
get any better
Like
than that,
this.
I'll tell you that.
It really
I
can't.
mean, the picture
I'm
like
sorry
this.
that it took 40 years, but I'm so glad both of you are here. I'm so glad you reconnected, and I can tell you're going to have an incredible relationship as we go forward. And let us know when that documentary is going to be on the BBC. We definitely want to see that. For more information on their incredible story and some pictures, head to our website, casa.com. Click on the Casa.
Okay, it was nice.
The other day I heard a joke.
Let's see here. Oh, okay, maybe I'm not gonna watch it. It could be sensitive.
So I was born with an extra chromosome.
Let's see here. I was born with an extra chromosome. He doesn't look like he was born with the extra chromosome.
So I was born with an extra chromosome. went to the doctor and I was feeling tired and I was wondering like what's going on. Why do I feel like this? Maybe you're depressed, maybe you're overworked. Of course I knew I was different, but did I know it was that? Definitely not. Hey, my name's Seamus. I'm 34 and I have 47 XXY.
Am I tripping? Like, the people with an extra chromosome start looking quite different. They aren't they have the Down syndrome or something like this, or that is not the case. Okay, I'm just not aware of how it works.
So
actually.
47 XXY basically means that I've got an extra chromosome and my body doesn't produce sperm and I have low testosterone.
What?
Most men with 47 XXY have all these difficulties, learning difficulties, being tired, infertile. The biggest misconception is that extra X chromosome relates to being feminine, and that's incorrect.
Incorrect, okay. I was just thinking like he doesn't look feminine at all. He has a beard and I can't grow beard just enough. I have only like this goat side of the beard and on the chin and on the mustache, but my my other places like cheeks and the back birds are not hairy, so yeah, he's more manly in that aspect.
People don't get diagnosed until they're in their like late 20s or early 30s, when they're trying to have a kid, for example. So I knew I had physical differences when I was 23, when I, was sexually active and meeting other people, and I knew I looked different. Guys would say something, and they'd be like, oh, why is your testes smaller, or why are you sensitive there? One of the symptoms for people, and this is what doctors find out eventually when they do an examination, is that we have smaller testicles, kind of like a grape size. That's why, for example, a lot of us can't have kids.
Oh, okay.
One of the big problems is like erectile dysfunction. Sometimes I'd just be like, I don't feel like it. And people would be like, what? I'd feel less of a man if I couldn't, for example, get it up. And it happened for like 3
that it was
years.
a quote though.
It was up and down, up and down. I felt ashamed, embarrassed. My energy levels would be down. I'd
It looks
feel
absolutely
fatigued.
normal from the first glance.
Want to go to sleep. And no matter what I ate, there was still something else that I needed. February 2018, I was 31 when I saw the endocrinologist, was in there for 10 minutes, saw the results, and then, said to me, you've got 47XXY Klinefelter syndrome. That was a big turning point, obviously, because it was a big, I don't know, I felt at that time like someone had died. It was a really hard time, because it was like, now I can't have children. Maybe I've got osteoporosis. When you say syndrome or you were diagnosed, like those words are very strong, and you feel like, what, there's something wrong with me? Like, that was very hard. Thank God to my mum, because she was like trying to get me out of that hole that I was in. She comes from a medical background. So she just said, look, you can go on testosterone, you can, there's a chance that you can have kids. I rang around and then I found someone that specialised in 47XXY. She was a lifesaver for me. It opened my eyes. She said to me, your brain is starving, it needs testosterone. And she spoke about all the symptoms that I had, like the learning difficulties. She answered those questions for me, and that was huge. I just felt like I was dancing on the moon at that point. I remember coming home and like crying with my mum. I was like, oh my God. It's treated with testosterone injections, which I currently have every 12 weeks. I really feel my life has changed. I'm more focused. I'm studying really hard.
Great.
I'm training, 6 times a week and coming home feeling
6
amazing.
times a week? That's so much actually. I'm much more lazy than him.
And it's taken me 3 years to, get to this part of my life. Like, I fully accept it now. I actually embrace it. I think I've got something special and it's going to lead me throughout life to help others, and that's so important for me. So, guys, get your crown jewels looked at, because honestly, it could change your life. It's definitely changed mine. If any part of my story today resonates with you, please click one of the links below.
Yeah, that's a tough condition, to not be able to have kids and to have the other disabilities, like I mean disadvantages, like the harder ability to learn, etc.
I was
Okay, the title of this video is what growing up in forest left me is.
I was born in Lithuania, a tiny country in Northern Europe. And when I was 5, we moved to a forest.
Moved to even a forest? How did they supply themselves? And how far they were from the civilization, actually? There are biggest question, because did they have the sewage system? Did they have the internet even? I mean, how far they were actually from the other communities?
No nearby neighbors, just trees, silence, and the rhythm of nature. I always dreamed of growing up and seeing the world, but I really didn't realize how much I already had. Our house stood a few kilometers away from a small town where I went to school.
Ah, yeah, just a few kilometers. So she pretty much could have everything with her, just because it wasn't that remote.
School and where my grandma lived. I grew up only with my mom and my dad, and my grandma was often around too. We had barely any mobile connection, no internet, and only a few national TV channels.
Okay. I got it. It's remote enough to not have the internet.
My parents were and are always on the move. From almost 30 years ago to now, shaping everything with their own hands. The houses, the land, life, everything. I didn't play so much computer games because I loved being outside. Helping my dad planting trees. We planted this oak together. I followed him around with anything.
Didn't she feel disconnected from the other world and from other peers and kids, etc.?
He did. I liked fishing. I picked mushrooms and helped to prepare them for winter. And sometimes I was just wandering around. Other times I was helping my mom with gardening, learning how to grow and care for vegetables and other plants. In summers, I loved swimming. I did it for hours. Named clouds, talked to trees, and I had one friend that I visited every day, this oak. Was I lonely? No, I loved growing up there, as you probably can tell. I guess I don't need to say, but we foraged and fished. Sometimes we went to other lakes. My dad was and still is a fishing fanatic. Me and my mom would relax, or I would fish too. My mom, she preserved food in dozens of ways. We cut and stacked firewood every year. We always had chickens and sometimes other animals too. We always cooked at home. I mean, we had no choice. Mostly from what we
Yeah.
grew or bought locally. For all of that to
Oh, it looks
experience,
so
I'm
tasty.
so deeply grateful. It felt very normal to wake up with the sun or to wake up to a bird song in spring or summer. Winter was another story, but still lovely. Morning forest walks were always very special. When the birds are most alive and light is soft and the air smells unbelievably fresh. And the stand of coffee was just another added luxury. As a child, I walked in the forest every day. It was my joy, it was my playground. I never got lost. From the age of 5, I
Never
would
got
wander
lost?
for hours.
Huh. That's really good. She has the nice sense of the navigation.
And somehow always found my way back. If my mom wanted me to come home, she would honk the car horn and I would come running through the woods. Life moved graciously with the seasons, with the nature. As a child, I was a daydreamer. I mean, I still am. School bored me, but my inner world was happening. With no internet or distractions, I wrote. I wrote stories, short ones, long ones. 3 full novels I never published. As a teenager, I didn't see it all so positively. I knew I
Yeah.
wanted to leave, to achieve, to explore, to live in big cities. But the world really overwhelmed me. Overstimulated, that's the right word. Too much noise, too many people, too many choices, too much information. Cities don't let me rest. They keep me alert all the time. Too excited, too anxious, too overloaded. Until I knew nature was regulating me. My neurodivergent mind was never or barely ever overstimulated growing up because
Yeah, overstimulation is actually can cause some neurological problems as well, like ADHD and lesser concentrating problems. And also, just in the nature, everything is changes every time. Just if you are coming back to the one place, it can be changed after the few days. Even the new animals can step there. The new plant can grow in the same place. Just it can change drastically, and the city is not that drastically changes. So yeah, the nature is a really nice place to be. Like to be in touch with your actual roots, with your with surroundings where the people most of the time in the history lived. So we are used to live in the smaller communities and in the private housing, not in all of these hives in the big cities. We're just not used to these amounts of the information, and it can cause the psychological and neurological and other problems. So yeah, we just we just made to the different type of life being and to the different environment.
nature balanced me. I didn't know it then, but being in nature made it easy to be present. The feeling of being simply human on the planet Earth. Growing up in nature taught me a lot of things. It taught me how to be alone and how to enjoy that. It showed me patience, although I'm still quite impatient, self-reliance, stillness, curiosity. It taught me to observe and notice things. It taught me to feel safe. For me, growing up in forest wasn't just about trees or landscape. Nature offers me space to feel, to process, to exist without pressure. It grounds me And in this crazy today's world, it reminds me that I'm a part of something ancient.
We all are. We all are as humans. Because of our DNA and stuff. Oh, here we go. Heroes of Might and Magic 3 units in real life. I played this game when I was younger. I don't know. I'm really far from being good at this game, but still I like the atmosphere and enjoyed the playing sometimes. Gremlin. Yeah, the older gremlin. Which shoots. Gargoyle. The obsidian gargoyle. Oh my god. It looks like a gosh. Golem. Stone golem and the iron golem. Mage. What is he doing even? Magic tricks. Okay. The wiser mage. Archimage. And genies in these AI interpretations are too hot. They're just incredibly hot. Oh my gosh. Naga. Oh man. What is so hot here? You get Chat Titan. And how it's called? I forgot. Oh my god. These genies. Yeah, I know what is why this most replayed. Let's see comments. Naga, when you are ready to fight but also can't get over how hot your body is. Yeah. Best version I've seen so far. Let's see Naga. Again. It just touches itself. Maybe tries to cover. Damn. This AI. I'm 100% sure that AI porn is already existing. And I wonder, I mean, just from the curiosity, how it is looks like. I've never seen the AI porn though. But I saw also the quiz where the people voted would they date the AI girlfriends or boyfriends, and that about 20% answered yes. So humanity is cooked right now. Let's see some funny video. when you are the subject of Penguin Zero video.
Dude,
What?
I made it.
What?
Check YouTube. Mommy choking you ASMR? No, not your subscriptions. Go to the homepage. This is my watch later. Go to the homepage. Huge loser. Yeah.
Today we're talking about a real powerhouse of productivity, a 27-year-old guy who's never participated in the horizontal Olympics. He hasn't even had a girlfriend since middle school. He says it's because he's focused on his work.
Oh.
But his work is just watching YouTube videos in bed and occasionally opening Google Docs.
Jeez, does this get any better?
To be single, but if women were a video game, he's still stuck on the tutorial screen trying to figure out how to
No. Yeah, this is brutal, dude.
This is a man speedrunning
Yeah, he roast him.
times difficulty with no saves.
Oh, dude, I'm so sorry.
Sorry, this is great f***ing news.
Is this a positive video about you?
No.
Right, so why are you happy?
Why am I happy? Remember, he doesn't make videos about good people who do bad things or winners who lost. He makes videos about bad people and losers.
And bad movies.
And bad movies. So this means I made it.
Ah, right, because you guys live for this shit. Praise is not what you're going
It's
for.
attention, and by any means necessary. This is the highest level of attention I'll ever receive.
Right.
I'm no longer just a loser, weirdo, or bad movie.
You're an official loser, weirdo, or bad movie. Send me that video link, by the way. The huge loser one? Oh, duh. Yeah, I got you.
Damn. Okay, drama finally. Adam confronts Hassan about Sam High.
So you ever done like
Wait, I just misclicked. Adam confronts Hassan about Sam High.
celebrity fighting?
I think it's silly.
Can you admit at this point?
That's weakest strike.
Can you admit?
I'm not seeing the power in this. Sam Hyde will eat it for breakfast. This guy.
Can you admit at this point that when Sam Hyde did that video, that it was very funny?
No.
You got anyone you want to call out in the heavyweight division?
Oh, you know it, lad. You know that Hassan Piker? I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house.
I'm friends with you. That was very.
Actually, I don't know. Is it a legit death threat, and is he could be sued by this or not, or if it is considered like a sarcastic joke? But I mean, it's obviously the sarcastic joke, but could it be sued actually, because it's no indication like there's a joke marker or etc. So how it works in the US actually here?
Very funny.
I always I had no idea who the fuck this dude was.
If you see a mentally ill Nazi,
That's a kid.
okay, on the internet, be like, I'm gonna kill Hassan Piker. Okay, I'm gonna come to his house and murder him.
Ah, okay. I guess what the reference was this. Oh my god. Sam Hyde is such a troll.
And you go, oh, this is some information that he should probably watch. Like he should watch and address this.
The time for reflection is over.
Oh my god.
Okay. Then honestly, just don't post.
I'm gonna kill you. He was doing.
At the time,
yeah.
I didn't know who this guy was, right?
At the time only. He's so hypocritical. I were gonna accept Sam Hyde's fight over.
What? I don't, dude, no. Why are you fucking talking to me about some dumbass fucking weirdo Nazi?
What am I gonna do? I'm Hitler's top guy. What am I gonna do? Adolf Hitler chose me to lead the revolution.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong? Explain yourself. What do you mean? You think it's fucking funny, dude? You got some fucking weird
I mean, I'm not really aware of the Sam Hyde's personality too much, but I've heard that he's the Jew. He's a big troll. So yeah, I don't think he's a Nazi as well. He's just trolling all along.
Weird fucking deadbeat loser comedian who has completely fucking lost all of its importance on the world by fucking himself over, by giving Andrew Anglin $5,000
I had no idea who the fuck this dude was.
in his fucking Nazi defense fund. And you're gonna come to me and be like, yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, it's not funny, is it? Do you like that? Or do you think it's funny?
I
think
would
it's
like
funny.
to
Go
see
ahead.
the fight between
Explain.
you two. Mommy? No!
Yeah.
No, explain.
I don't want to be around these fucking losers, and you should probably conduct yourself a little bit better.
I'm like, why is this fucking ugly freak like yelling about me all the time? Like,
Sam Hyde has quite pretty eyes actually.
I just didn't even know.
You should have hit me up,
Not
and I would have
ugly,
crafted your
from my
response.
opinion.
You got to do like your own character. Do like an Iron Sheik or something.
The reason why I didn't
like,
do that.
fuck to you, Sam Hyde.
The reason.
Sam Hyde, the fuck to you. Yeah.
The reason why I didn't do that.
That's a dub, bro.
Is because
you're a pussy.
I don't fuck with those guys.
I'm not saying you have to go to the celebrity boxing event with.
Yeah, he's definitely not fucking with these guys. I mean, if they would allow, I think he could.
KSI and like what?
I mean, that's what he
I'm
was
just
doing.
saying-
He was on. I think he was literally on the KSI boxing event.
So I'm not saying you have to do that, but I'm saying like if you're like, if you're responding in earnest, that's a L just for the internet. You know?
But I didn't respond at all.
If you see a mentally ill Nazi, okay, on the internet, be like, I'm gonna kill Hassan Piker.
You don't say anything, or you do an Iron Sheik style character.
Yeah, that's why I did
where
that.
you're like, Bernie Sanders will fuck your ass, like, and my assistant AOC, the beautiful AOC. You know, you could have we could have written this out. It could have been great.
Well, the reason why I did not respond,
I'm gonna kill Hassan Piker,
is literally because I was like, I don't want to fucking be associated with this dude at all.
Okay, what the people what the sneaker was right about? Let's see.
Alright, so in today's video, I want to talk about the situation involving Sneeko, Jake Future, XQC, Aiden Ross, and all these other kick and Twitch streamers who've been using this token,
how
mentally
long
disabled
this-
guy.
This video has been posted actually 6 months ago. Ah, nah, that's not the hot topic. Oh, the Inferno of the heroes, Might of Magic 3. Let's see. The Ifrit. I mean, not the. I mean, her race is Ifrit, I think, and these just faces. Oh my gosh. Roman, let's go bowling. I mean, Nico, let's go bowling, or Roman. Yeah, Roman. Okay, whatever. Okay. What is that thing? Predator's shocking interest in 2-year-old caught on camera.
What? He just asked if any of her friends wear diapers. This is a whole nother ballgame.
Gonna swear 2-year-old.
I'm extremely upset. The way that he's talking to our 12-year-old decoy, Abby, is very alarming. It's very distressing. It's extremely upsetting. Abby says that, yeah, I have some friends. He's like, how old are they? Abby is 12. She goes, well, we know one's 11 and one's 8. He's very interested in that. One has a little sister who's 2. He's very interested in that. He's asking about diapers. I have not personally seen this type of ACM before. It's unreal.
Because he keeps asking for friend photos, I think we could conceivably send a photo of a fake 2-year-old. We get an artificial intelligence created person, so it's not a real person, but it looks real enough, and then Matt could edit it to make it look like an actual 2-year-old, and then we could send it. I know that sounds terrible.
But it's not a real person.
It's not a real person, and it keeps him on the hook.
Yeah.
I have been tasked with creating a realistic-looking 2-year-old. So that means that it is a fake person that does not really exist, often created with different components of the photos that were loaded in.
This video even. I mean, I know that that is a joke and so on, but I didn't get it, to be honest. Let's see here. I'm not gonna waste your time. I'm guilty. Okay, it was a nice vibe from the judge and from the suspect. You're a smart man, I guess that's why you're sitting up there. It's so sweet and simple. It's how court appearances should be. Yeah. The 91-year-old lawyer. Let's see.
Okay, attorney A.J. Brasco. Now, for the record, I've known A.J. Brasco, Inspector.
Why is he still working?
An awful long time.
He's too old.
Now, to this day, I don't know his name. I don't know if his name is A.J., if it's J.A.
But he has tons of experience, I think, like about 70 years or more of experience.
So for the record, finally, after all these years, what is your name?
Yes, really it's Anthony J.
Anthony J.
Anthony Joseph Brasco.
Oh, Antonio Giuseppe Brasco.
Right.
Ah, is he Italian?
Yeah, Judge.
I knew his nephew, Donnie.
Now, Attorney Brasco, I remember, would be in court, Inspector Quinn, every day trying cases in the Supreme Court, in the District Court, in the Superior Court. So we're pretty honored that here he is in the Municipal Court. And who was your client?
In this case, I represent myself today.
Oh, you know what they say, Inspector Quinn? He who represents himself has a fool for a client.
Right. But I have to explain to the court, I have a little bit of trouble hearing. At age 91, I'm kind of losing the hearing, so if I don't answer you correctly, for that reason.
Oh, that's not a problem. Anthony Giuseppe, what do you want to tell me about this?
In this particular case, and I offered to the court that I had used the meter, and I did it by credit card. And if you notice, the date of the credit card was on February 6th, and I had paid for 2 hours. And the hours I paid for, Your Honor, according to the certificate, is that it went from 9:59 a.m. to 11:59 a.m. In the meantime, I got the ticket. It is dated February 6, 1200, at noon. 1 minute cost me that $25. And I thought there would be some kind of grace period, but apparently there is no grace period involved. But that gives a lot of...
Okay, I see. It's impressive that he is still in all of this business. It's not the easiest job to be in the 91-year-old especially. The easiest language. I think this should be sarcasm because the one of the hardest languages for the English native speakers are mostly the native languages from the Africa. So with all of this clicking like.
Let me ask you a question. How hard is the English language? To you and to me, it's probably not that hard because we can already speak it. But to many others around the world, the English language is actually pretty difficult.
It's actually, yeah, depends of how far the language family is from the family you want to learn, and the easiest language. The easiest language for the English speakers, I think, would be rather Spanish or French because of how close it is. And for me as a Russian speaker, I think that would be Ukrainian or Belarusian.
So these people don't learn English, we don't learn their language, and eventually no one can communicate with anyone. This is a real problem around the world because there's just too many languages in the world. But over the past week, I learned about a new language that is designed to fix this problem.
Man, all of these artificial languages are not working. They have no cultural background and they cannot be implemented in the societies. And also, I really like actually the Междуславянский language project because I actually understand like 99% of it, but still I don't think that's a livable concept, like these artificial languages.
The language is called Pidgin. Someone hundreds of years ago realized that this language stuff is a problem, and so they decided to make up an entirely new language that is very similar to English, but much simpler. It has no hard...
Okay, very similar to English, but much simpler. Will the Chinese user or Russian user will ever understand it? Because, or Indian... I don't think so, because it basically designed for the English and Germanic, all of these speakers to understand like the how it called, the Esperanto. Yeah, Esperanto was quite known and still quite known, but it still didn't work as it's supposed to work. It didn't unify anything, it just existed, and nobody also almost nobody using it. And also I was actually shocked when I figured out that on the I saw the some cartoons when I was a child on freaking Esperanto. I was like, what is this language even? That sounds so weird. And also the art style of the cartoon was quite strange as well. So yeah, it was a strange cartoon. This, I think, one of the strangest cartoons I've ever seen. And one of the strangest cartoons. Actually, I have the idea for the video right now.
Grammar, no long words, and no crazy sentences. It's everybody's dream language. Instead of coffee, you say coffee. Library, book house. University, big school. Eat, kai kai. Dinner, night.
What? Eat?
Kai kai.
Eat kai kai? How that can be understandable? If you wouldn't translate this, I wouldn't understand this either.
Dinner, night kai kai.
Okay.
Jungle, big bush. There is no
What is kai kai even? I mean,
I
not
am, she
intelligible.
is, you are, he is, none of that stuff. There is only me, you, all. Instead of 26 English letters, there is only 22. These letters are out and complicated sentences are out. Please do not disturb in English.
Okay, that is just the simplified version of English. I get it.
To you know come inside. To
You know can come inside.
no smoking allowed is simplified to you can't smoke.
That's basically a retarded English.
To
No can smoke.
you look nice.
You look nice.
Exactly.
Stop spreading this. That is the dead language by the time when it is burned.
This language is so good that it might actually save a life.
How?
Take Papua New Guinea for example. They have 800 tribes and 800 languages. It's almost impossible to communicate with all tribes if you don't learn 800 languages until the Pidgin language came. Now, tribes can talk to each other in Pidgin and fight each other less because they can finally understand each other. This is how a form of Pidgin finally became an official language in the country of Papua New Guinea.
That's just the easy form of the English language, and they could have just learned the English itself and wouldn't be bothered with the Pidgin. Like, what the hell? It would be much more profitable for them to learn the English language and not the freaking Pidgin.
In West African countries and in many places around the world. I love this language because you don't need crazy grammar, crazy long words, and crazy sentence structures just to talk to humans. All we really need is a way to understand each other, and this language has finally made it possible.
No, I'm not believing in all of these kind of languages, artificial languages. Nah, it's not gonna happen.
head is much different from the rest of the body.
Okay, let's see. Why do humans have so much hair on their heads?
Compared to the rest of the animal kingdom, humans are strange, hairless beasts. That is, except for our heads. The hair on our head is much different from the rest of the body. It's long, dense, and a different structure than our other hair. So why do we have this odd evolutionary trait? To answer this
kinda
question,
odd, actually.
let's first talk about why the hair on our bodies is so unnoticeable. We have hair all over our bodies except for our palms and our feet. We actually even have the same density of hair on our bodies as chimps. Our body hair is generally small and unnoticeable. Even in rather hairy individuals, the hair is still small and does not provide any discernible effect. A common idea is that body hair keeps individuals warm.
Okay.
If we look at a map of body hair worldwide, it does not correlate well with temperature. This seems odd, but it actually makes sense. The amount of body hair we have, even in the hairiest of individuals, does not keep them warm. In northern environments, we still need clothing. Clothing has made the evolution of body hair basically obsolete. Maybe some of our relatives like Neanderthals were much hairier to cope with their cold environment. It is hard to tell though, and even after thousands of years in cold environments, Homo sapiens have stayed relatively hairless. Overall, our body hair is short. This is for an important reason. Around 4 million years ago, our ancestors lived in an increasingly dry environment. They were forced to leave the safety of the trees on the savanna to forage for food, find water, and seek better shelter. This is when bipedalism first evolved. On the open savanna, there were no leaves to protect them from the hot sunlight. Even a short distance would be exhausting and it would be easy to overheat.
So
they were likely still quite hairy. Eventually, the loss of this thick hair would allow us to shed heat easier. Sweat could easily roll off of our skin, carrying its heat.
So being hairless is actually a benefit to avoid the sun. Okay. And the black skin as well, with the much melanin.
Heat with it. This new adaptation allowed us to be able to move long distances and have a lot of endurance. Genetic evidence suggests that we became furless around 1.7 million years ago. Around this time, our ancestor Homo erectus was living on the baking savanna, which supports the thermoregulation hypothesis. Though not all humans are still running around in the savanna anymore, sweat is still an extremely important trait for humans to have. Anhidrosis is the inability to sweat normally. When you don't sweat, your body can't cool itself, which can lead to
I'm getting so sweaty when it is becoming like more than 25 degrees. I'm just sweating like a dog.
overheating and sometimes even heat stroke. A lot of animals are capable of sweating, though in a very limited way. Dogs actually have the ability to sweat through their paws, but this hardly cools them. They mainly cool down by sitting in the shade and panting. Our unique ability to sweat so extensively allows us to be active during the hottest parts of the day when other mammals are limited to the shade. Another important benefit of hairless bodies is that it takes away the home for dangerous disease-spreading parasites. Charles Darwin thought hairless bodies might have been seen as more desirable because of the anti-parasitic effects. These two reasons are good explanations for the loss of hair on our bodies. But then why don't we also lose the hair on our heads? Proposed explanations include insulating our brains from the heat or cold. Anyone who lives in the cold knows that hair does keep your head quite warm. In searing heat, hair can also insulate the brain from overheating. Since our ancestors were bipedal, in the afternoon hours the sun would have beat down on their heads. A head of hair may have protected their scalps from harmful solar radiation, and insulated them from the heat or cold. But then you may wonder, why didn't we also have hair on our shoulders? No one really knows, but the answer might lie in another often overlooked factor in evolution. Sexual selection is a very powerful force that is responsible for some of the most strange features seen in the animal kingdom. It is often hard to study such structures, especially in the fossil record, because what a species finds sexually attractive is very subjective. The reason our hair remained could have been to attract mates. Furthermore, facial hair may aid in this theory. Extensive facial hair only appears in sexually mature males. Most men are not able to grow much facial hair until about 16, and by this age they are already sexually mature. We see in nature that animals develop certain features when they become sexually mature. Gorillas only develop their silverbacks at around the
These parts of the face are so huge. They're like two human faces in the one orangutan's face.
Age of 14. By this time they are of age, and this feature tells the other gorillas that they may be dominant enough to secure the right to produce. You cannot really make a direct comparison between humans and gorillas, but this display of maturity tells others that an individual is an adult and should be respected as a reproducing individual. Lion manes are another feature that could be compared. They are mainly for display and show how dominant an individual is. It should be noted that female lions can actually grow manes as well and take on some masculine characteristics. It is very rare though.
Rare, okay.
Throughout history, hair and facial hair have been very culturally important. Men often grow large beards and women grow long and well-kept hair. The diversity in what hairstyles are favored in each culture is fascinating. In the human species, each culture and subculture has its own different customs that favor specific styles. You can imagine across the whole of human history, hair has been styled in all manners. I wonder when our ancestors first started styling their hair. We do not see chimps doing it, but their hair is rather uniform and there is not much they could do with it if they wanted. I see our hair as a wonderful facet of what makes us human, a trait that has evolved to be so flamboyant and subjective. And since I know some of you will ask, why do we have more hair in our armpits and pubic regions? So instead of showing you a bunch of pubic and armpit hair, I'm just going to be showing stock footage during this segment. What I found is that armpit hair may be to collect the scent of body odor. There's actually been research that shows women find the smell of men's body odor more attractive if they have similar immune systems. Pubic hair lessens friction and prevents the transmission of bacteria and other...
Do we have the these parts of the hair on these parts and in the nearby our reproductive organs because the smell attracts the other gender? Really? I really doubt this, but let it be.
Body odor more attractive if they have similar immune systems. Pubic hair lessens friction and prevents the transmission of bacteria and other pathogens. Maybe I should cover other weird things about ourselves and our evolution. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, then I am sure you'd like some of the other videos I have.
That was nice.
From shutting down a gold digger.
Okay, let's see here. When the iShow speed shuts down this respectful guest. Let's see here.
From shutting down a gold digger. To humiliating a professional football player. Here are 15 times.
I mean, he grabbed the football ball by his hands. Like how did he humiliated him? But he fell down so comedically.
Football player. Here are 15 times I show Speed shut down disrespectful guests.
Funny.
Starting with the time Speed shut down an annoying fan for talking about his meat.
What? What did you say?
I saw your.
Okay.
Why you do that?
Why are you looking at it?
I'm a fan of you. I
Yeah,
come to my
that's
house.
so weird,
You
fan.
just only saw you.
That's
All
really
night
weird,
I
fan.
was no sleep to only come to see you. Now I have
And
to
the
go.
first thing you say, I saw your. That's the first thing you gonna say when you see me? You don't got nothing else to say?
No, I'm big fan of you. That
But
you're the
at
way
least,
I want.
at least he got his attention, and he actually spoke in this speech. So he, I think, pretty much got what he wanted, even though Speed wasn't satisfied with that kind of words. But I'm pretty sure that Fan was satisfied with talking with Speed.
Okay. Wait. You don't gotta say I saw your like, bro. Like, who says that to another man?
And much like this hater, the next fan on Omegle got a shut-up call from Speed for constantly bringing up the infamous moment.
Yo, also wanna say, you have a nice D, you know?
Have a nice what?
You have a nice meat.
Can y'all stop, bro?
No, it's a compliment. It's a compliment.
Bro, like, it doesn't matter, bro. Just don't, like, bro, stop, bro.
Come on, bro.
Like, why are you looking at, like, do you know that makes me feel weird, bro? Like, it feel like you're sexually assaulting me, bro. Like, that, it feels like assault when people say stuff like that. When
No,
like,
man.
bro, when it got leaked to millions and millions of people, bro.
Yeah, that's
like, bro, I
fucked
want
up.
everybody, just,
Come on, bro.
me, come on. You just said I had a nice D, bro.
Come on, I can show you my D if you want.
Do it, then. No.
And for a while, Speed
Holy
would get
shit.
raided whenever he went with fans and viewers harassing him.
I think
like
that
when he
guy
was playing
could
Roblox.
actually show his D. Omegle is infamous with his Gunners.
Yo, I show meat.
I see.
I show meat.
Really, bro? Really?
Yo, Speed, what you think about the allegations?
Fortnite, I got earnings.
I show meat, bro.
I'm carrying you in Fortnite, I got earnings. I show meat.
I show meat. Speed, bro. Yo, Speed, yo, big, bro.
Bro, get the fuck away from me!
The situation had become unbearable for Speed, which is why he ended his stream early and addressed his haters head on.
You guys can crack your
Yeah,
jokes,
that's
you know,
actually
all of
it's
this,
actually
all of
tough
that, but it's,
to
but
handle
y'all,
all of
but y'all
these.
generally not really looking at the bigger picture, you know. And it's the same, like the same people, you know, like bro. Do y'all know I have families? Like, bro, I have little siblings, bro. You get what I'm saying, bro?
Speed used his words to humble his fans on this occasion, unlike his IRL stream in Ireland, where he embarrassed a pro Gaelic football player at his own sport.
Who won a 1v1? 1v1.
Go on, I'll show you how to play.
What?
For you know every 4 steps you have to do it.
He shown how to play by giving Speed the ball to his hands, and he's trying to drop the ball from Speed's hands. What is he even doing? What he wanted to play the basketball with the football ball? What the fuck? Man.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
He fucked it up so
you just
badly.
got put in the mix. He dropped his vape as well.
And while Speed proved his ability to this athlete, he had to call out the fastest man in the NFL for ducking him in a race.
I'm gonna beat you all day. If we race 40, I'm gonna beat you by 15.
I show Speed called I show Speed for a reason, I think.
Do you hear this?
He's really freaking
You might
fast.
hear this.
I show Speed
You give me
is
about 15 yards.
he's too fast.
You're crazy.
What that shit you be doing?
You a crazy man.
It take me about an hour to warm up. Bro.
An hour to warm up.
Yeah, bro.
It takes you 1 hour to warm up to run for 40 yards.
Bro, yes,
you
bro.
dunking, man.
Bro, what you think they
Why you eating a nutty bar, bro? You really not trying to race, bro? Come on, bro.
Despite Speed's request, Tyreek didn't agree to the race for the time being.
So you can eat a nutty bar, but you can't race. What kind of sense? You see, exactly. He's scared. Damn, bro. I was looking forward to this, to race the fastest person in the world. But
there's levels to this, bro.
all right, then win, then, bro. Like, hey, like I pulled up on you.
In life, and whenever you play video games, you got to go through stages, right? You got to race different people to get to the top. You already quoted me as the fastest, right?
So he like just race the slower people, and then you will come to me like the final boss. Man has so big ego.
You're the fastest.
Like
So
too big.
To me, that you have more race quality opponent.
Race quality.
Who you race, Sketch? And you barely beat
I run a 4.2.
But while Speed failed to convince Tyreek, he had no problem getting Travis Scott in. And it didn't go as planned for the rapper.
Come on, we gonna race right here, down to that truck right there. Come on, down that trash can. It's now or never. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Travis, you really not ready, bro. I promise you, bro. You don't want to do this. Do you not want to bet money? Come on, Travis. Come on, Travis. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro. He didn't have me. He did not have me. He did not have me. He did not have me.
Unlike with Travis, however, Speed handled Kevin Durant's mean attitude in a much more subtle way during an episode
That was really gross. This guy wasn't that nice to the Speed, and was mocking him about like because the Speed is just young, and that guy is ageist. That's how it called, I think. Ageistic.
of impulsive.
Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant. You know I got all your like, bro. Like I got all your shoes, like KD7s, KD8s, like, bro.
Bro, get off my. I'm trying to hear that right there, bro. We having a solid combo.
Okay, all right, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that was that was a curveball.
However, Durant was taken aback when he found out Speed's Instagram follower count.
So why don't you have a profile picture on Instagram?
Because I never had one, and I don't want to do it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How many followers you got now?
I think 15.9.
59.
Right
you
got
said
more
59.
than
that? Yeah. Huh?
15.9 million?
Yeah.
Bro,
he's
no,
no,
he's a phenom.
No,
he's
he's crazy.
And while Speed wasn't trying to humble Durant, he had no problem shutting KSI down while promoting their boxing match.
And I'm not fucking playing. Now I'm not like, look, and you laughing, bro. You know I'm gonna kick your ass, right?
Well, I mean, it's a boxing match, so you can only punch. But I've seen your speed, bro. I know you're fast.
And I'm gonna, bro. And you think I'm playing, bro? Like I'm really gonna kick your ass, bro. And I'm like, KSI, this is not a joke. This isn't content. This isn't no bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna seriously beat your ass, bro. You think this funny? You
Speed is really freaking powerful. So yeah, he I think pretty much can beat the KSI. I would not be surprised here.
Watch an Arsenal, bro, and I don't give a f that you watch an Arsenal. Fuck Arsenal, Man United on top.
No, we gonna have a bit of fun, and we'll see how.
No, play serious, bro. No, look, if we're gonna box, you have to fight serious, bro. You can't.
Bro, if I'm serious, you'll die. So.
No, I wouldn't.
I mean, KSI also could be in the different weight categories, so it's could be not fair here.
Oh my.
And while KSI thought Speed was annoying enough on FaceTime, he would be introduced to a whole other level of humbling when the two paired up for a live stream a few days later.
Or maybe not.
Oh yeah, remove your bandana.
No.
I dare you.
Bro,
I'm not gonna laugh. On like, bro, like on God, I'm not gonna laugh.
No,
on God.
but you guys.
No, I'm no. On God, I'm not gonna
But
laugh.
there's a lot of light. I don't know. We might blind people with this
Bro,
shine.
on God, I'm not gonna laugh. I'm gonna be serious as fuck. Remove the bandana. Bro, all eyes on you, bro. All eyes on you.
Alright, okay.
I mean, that's just funny moment. I don't see any disrespect between these guys. They just.
Yeah, this is.
Gosh, man.
Yep.
Oh my god!
They're
How do
just
you got a f***ing girlfriend, bro? How the
walking around.
bro? There's no way you just walk outside with that fat ass forehead. Like that is huge, bro. That is humongous. Like, ew, you don't even look human, bro. Who are you, bro? Like God.
And while KSI and Speed love joking around, Speed was in no mood for jokes when the blind date that Aiden Ross set him up for went horribly wrong.
This guy?
Works out. Buff.
Why are you laughing? That's not good. That wasn't. That's crazy.
Oh, she just.
That's crazy. That's actually f***ed up. No, bro, get out, bro. I didn't mean it like. Fuck, she did, bro. She did. Black hair. The buff as hell right here. She's about buff. She didn't even have to say that. She just described.
What is going on here?
For 1 second. Or go hide behind the, you know.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I don't want you, Mel.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you're emotional.
No, I'm not emotional. I don't want you.
I'm gonna go home and cry.
And she has the big milkies. Yeah, that's not attractive when the girl has too big, all of these. Two booties.
Well, this was fun.
Yeah. Are you sure you wanted to leave? Yes, I do. Bro, this.
What did she say?
Did
she laugh here?
No mood for jokes when the blind date that Aiden Ross set him up for went horribly wrong.
Works out.
Works out?
Buff.
Buff?
Why are you laughing? That's not good. That wasn't. That's crazy.
Oh, she just.
That's crazy. That's actually f***ed up. No, bro, get out, bro. I didn't mean it like. Fuck, she did, bro. She did. Black hair.
Yeah, I don't understand the situation in this, but she probably lost under something sensitive. What Speed actually thinking is sensitive, so yeah, that's pretty much fucked up.
Yeah. Are you sure you wanted to leave? Yes, I do. Bro, this. Bro.
What? I said
She is also not pretty, to be honest, in my taste.
She just said she loves the followers. I'm really about to get pissed off, bro.
Why are you mad, gang? Why are you mad?
By my taste.
Everybody can like them, Mari, bro. What? She said I love your followers. Bro, okay, bro.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do it. Come on.
Bro.
I was just joking. I was trying to be a little.
Speed, come on, please. She was just trying to lighten the mood up.
Don't be petty. Come on, I thought we were cool.
Why not?
Why do you have to bark at me like that? Can you just say bye? It was nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you, Mel. It was nice to meet you. It was nice to meet you. Okay, then. See, look, my point is exactly right.
Here's a little dog bone right here.
Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah.
She's too disrespectful. She's too disrespectful.
And much like his blind date, Speed lashed out at his brother for not being supportive after he got cheated on. After getting the news broken to him by his editor, Speed tried to ignore the situation, hoping it was a false flag. But as he streamed the next day, his Discord channel was filled with evidence that he'd been avoiding.
A lack of empathy from the other people while you are actually straightforwardly asking for the empathetic response. It's can be feeling not that nice, but not many people actually are having that ability to be empathetic, so value the people who can.
You laugh?
No.
That's crazy, bro.
No,
that's actually crazy. On my mama, so that's crazy.
No, laugh
like I feel
about
like real out busting in your shit right now.
Bro.
On my mama, so I feel like busting in your shit, bro.
Dude.
On God, nigga. On, bro. On, like on Ronaldo kids, I feel like busting in your shit right now, bro. Take your ass out! You touching my. Oh my God!
I think he's partially playing on the camera, but not on the 100% he's playing, like on the 40% he's playing.
Speed has had his heart broken by his fair share of girls, which is why when he did an IRL stream...
That's so gross. That's one of the grossest interactions with Speed on the world tour.
With Swiss soccer player Alicia Lehmann, he wouldn't cave in and buy
She
her
is
a
lame.
watch.
She is pretty much lame.
I want that one.
All right.
I want that one. I want that one. About to give me.
And my watch too, right?
Yeah. Where your card at?
No, you pay.
All right, bet. About to give me a Switzerland watch.
You pay. I mean, that was... that's so bad, actually. He's not her boyfriend, and they are not even dating, and not even trying to date. She already has a boyfriend, and so on. Like, why would she even ask for this? That's so fucked up.
Give me a Switzerland watch.
Like, buy me. Fuck you.
I take a cheap one, okay, for you.
Okay, all right.
Let's go upstairs.
All right. About to give you a Switzerland watch. So what?
11,500 is fine for you.
You must think I'm Bill Gates, Alicia. You must think I'm Mr. Beast.
I mean, if
You
don't
must
wanna
think
do
I'm
it,
Cristiano
if you don't wanna
Ronaldo.
do it, you don't need to do it.
You're right. My name is I Show Speed.
So?
You what? So what? You just assuming I got money?
Yeah?
Why is that?
You already speak about it?
Huh?
You speak about it, no?
No, I don't. I don't.
He is actually not the biggest bragger, I think, about money. He's not really often speak about the money whatsoever.
You don't need to buy me a watch.
Nah, no, I'll buy you one.
Okay, take this one.
How much is it?
11,100.
I bet.
And if it weren't for Speed's chat telling him not to get her the watch, he might have folded.
Are we buying Alicia a watch, chat?
I would say yes, because I'm Swiss and Rolex is Swiss, so...
Better not. And she actually refused to do it because she was too mean at the end.
Married already. I have a boyfriend, everything, you don't need to do this stuff.
We not buying her shit, alright?
No, it's okay, no? No? Really?
Alicia, I love you, but I'm
no,
sorry.
if you don't want it, it's fine.
Yeah, no.
It's no problem for me.
Like, I was gonna buy it. Like, I know you have a boyfriend. You ain't have to be like, I have a boyfriend. I have a husband. I know that. I was gonna buy it just because I'm in Switzerland.
Exactly, let's do it.
No, but nah, see, look.
Let's ask the chat.
Nah. All right, I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
With this or with that?
No.
I have to ask.
He's so
All
funny.
right, so this is your watch.
But while Speed didn't give in to Alicia, he had to shut down one of his most annoying viewers of all time.
No, not this piece of shit. Bro, what do you want, bro?
Ain't you Nathaniel B? Ain't you Nathaniel B?
I can't do this shit. I can't.
Who is he?
Ain't you Nathaniel B? 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 Ain't you Nathaniel B?
I'm not. Yeah, you know.
Ain't you Nathaniel B?
I'm not understand.
Hey, today.
Ain't you Nathaniel B?
Today.
Ain't you Nathaniel B? Ain't you Nathaniel B? Ain't you Nathaniel B?
Today, I'm trying to be like so calm right now. I'm trying to be positive, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like I said, bro.
Ain't you Nathaniel B? Ain't you Nathaniel B? Ain't you Nathaniel B?
Hey. Can we just please, like...
Ain't you Nathaniel B? Ain't you Nathaniel B?
Y'all see this? Y'all see it?
Nathaniel B? Ain't you Nathaniel B?
Y'all see this, right?
Watching videos of black men shaking
Y'all
their
see
booty.
this shit, right? Y'all see this, right?
Although Speed tried to keep his cool with this fan, he was ready to throw hands when Michael from GTA 5 disrespected his favorite sport.
Hell no, you're one of them!
You roll around on the ground for 5 hours.
You're one of them! Don't disrespect the goated sport! Do not disrespect the
football.
Don't do not
football. I don't
no. You can't disrespect the goated sport, football, bro. So you don't know who this guy is. Come on now.
Who is that? Some male model or some?
Bro, come on! Nah, you're violating, man. That's my goat, bro. What the hell? Really? You can't. Nah, you never see. Come on.
And while Speed's erratic behavior didn't bother Michael, a 5-year-old girl had a very different reaction.
Just let her talk. Who's
I mean,
better,
come
Ronaldo
on,
or
this 5-year-old girl. What she could say? Messi?
Say Messi.
No.
Oh, no, don't bark on the 5-year-old girl. That's fucked up, man. Oh my god, don't scare her. Okay, do Americans understand British pronunciation? I'll watch the short.
Water.
Water.
Vitamin.
Vitamin.
Uh-huh.
Leisure.
Leisure.
Tomato.
Tomato.
Route.
Route.
Route? I didn't know actually that it is route and not the route. Oh my god. I learned the British English before, so.
Zebra.
But I'm reteaching myself the American English.
Zebra.
Zebra, yeah.
Herb.
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 Vase.
Base.
Base.
Mm-hmm.
Pasta.
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 Okay, the same. Aunt.
Ant.
Ant. Ah, that's ant, another aunt. Okay, I was pronouncing like a British before.
Yeah. A garage.
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 Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm mixing these two pronunciations.
Excellent. Water.
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 Vitamin.
Water. Water. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Get better at talking on camera in 10 minutes.
You know what the biggest mistake people make when they're talking on camera? They talk to the camera. That's right, you heard it here first. Stop talking to the camera and start talking to people. I want to share with you the top mistakes you could well be making and you just don't know it, but more importantly, I'm also going to tell you how to fix those mistakes. Now, I haven't pulled this out of the back of a van somewhere. I'm basing this on over a decade of experience as a voiceover actor and a commercial talk show host, let alone 1 trillion years making content. You really have to keep in mind that you're talking to another human, okay? Not a camera, so there is somebody on the other side of this video. I'm not talking to in this case, a Sony ZV-E1. You're not talking to the camera. You're talking to another human. Now, you don't know their name, you don't know where they're from. In fact, chances are you don't know anything about them, but that's okay because you're talking to another human, not a camera. To help with this, you gotta visualize who they are. Now, that might be hard, so if you can't visualize anybody, just maybe visualize a friend, and if that's difficult, then visualize that you're talking to me. It's not as scary as
It is as scary as it seems to visualize me talking. Yeah, anyway. But that's what you need to do is step one. Visualize who they are. Don't use any jargon or buzzwords that they might not understand. Don't use any formal language. And even the words formal language sounds like formal language. You get what I'm saying, right? We're having a casual conversation like you would with your friends.
Depending on the audience, actually.
This, right? And this is the really important thing. You're talking to somebody. You're not talking at them looking down your nose. No, you're talking to me and you right now. Ask them questions, like talk to them like a normal human. Ask them questions. Pause maybe for a split second when you ask whatever that question is, and then move on to whatever else that you're going to be saying. Body language, hands, smiles, that's all good. But if you overdo it, I mean, if you're doing like Jackie Chan impressions when you're constantly talking with your hands, it can get really distracting to the autofocus, and that can also really drive your
I'm not making gestures really often or entirely. I'm just sitting like that, and that's it. But maybe I should actually do more by it. Of course, I will not overdo the gestures and everything.
Nuts. But if that's the way you talk, then that's the way you talk. Just be you, because remember, you're talking to another human. So look down the lens of the actual camera. If you're not looking down the lens of a camera, maybe you're looking at a flip out screen or a monitor that's on top of the camera. If you're looking at any of those and not looking down the lens, it just shows you're completely disinterested in your audience. You don't care. You're just not making a connection because the eyes are the pathway to the soul or some weird thing. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. We connect through the eyes. In fact, if that's going to be a huge struggle for you, do what Casey Neistat does quite a lot of the time. He's always wearing sunglasses because you can never tell where his eyes are. It just looks like he's talking to you. Not right, Casey? Talking to the lens. Don't talk in a monotone. It can be hard, but what you've got to remember is people are watching and listening to you. I even find it hard to do. This is actually hard to talk in a monotone for me because I'm so amazing, right? Yeah. Don't talk in a monotone. It can be hard, but people are watching and listening to your content. And if it sounds like you're bored out of your mind in a monotone, then with no pitch and no inflections, then it makes it incredibly hard for the audience to connect to you. And that's what we want.
Oh gosh, that's actually a really nice, really nice suggestion.
Remember is breathe every now and again. Pacing is so important, and then the occasional pause, depending
always
on
a monotonous person, also speaking in the monotone way.
Then it means drama, and if there's drama, you never know what's coming next. If you need to record a part again because you screwed it up for whatever reason, then don't just re-record the part that you've screwed up. Go back a line or two, go back maybe a few sentences. Now, there's a couple of reasons for this. The main one really, though, is your energy levels, because if I I need to go back a little bit so I can get this line going again. And then by the time you get to the part you've screwed up, hopefully you won't screw it up again, but the energy and the flow is a lot more natural, and it doesn't just sound like you crowbarred in an extra line with a really harsh jump cut. When you're recording a video, you really have to raise your voice just a bit. So if I was talking to somebody that was kind of in the room here, this is the way I would be kind of talking. But because I'm talking to camera, and more importantly, the people behind the camera, and that's a clue, you got to talk to those folks. So you got to project your voice. This is what we call it. So we're talking to whoever is behind the camera. Let's pretend we've got a camera person that's holding the camera, or if you're in a small medium room, then talk to the back of the room. So you're raising your voice up maybe 25-30% than you normally would. Now there's a few reasons for this. Number one, when you start raising your voice, it brings in your performance level. So it's like a switch that goes off.
Actually,
so
I like this.
This brings your energy up, and if it's bringing your energy up and your voice is up a little bit, this gives you huge on-screen presence, and more importantly, it gives you huge on-screen confidence. So just talk beyond the camera, just a bit. Ums and ahs are ums and ahs are a pain in the butt to listen to, because not only does it sound like you haven't a clue what you're on about, it's just, see, I don't know what I'm going to say next. That's what it sounds like. It really sounds like you are completely clueless. So cut them out. Now, I'm not saying cut them out in the edit, because we're going to have a whole jump cut scenario where you should cut them out is out of your vocab. So if you, see, it gets so annoying. Okay, I'm overdoing it a little bit.
Actually,
but you
yes.
get what I'm saying. Just redo the line. redo the sentence, whatever the spiel, whatever you've got saying, just cut out the ums and ahs. And speaking of cutting stuff out, there's probably a few words, if you go back and watch all of your videos or the last, I don't know, 10 videos that you've got, you're going to see I'm saying that word a lot. I would hazard a guess. If I'm right on this, I want you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. I bet you are saying the word so a lot. Go back and look in your videos, and if you've seen, I actually do say the word so quite a lot, then yeah, you owe me a subscription. Is that a fair deal? Fair deal. So, see what I'm doing? The word so is a crutch. Now, a crutch is something that you lean on. It means that you don't really know what's coming next, even though you do, but your brain isn't thinking that far ahead. So there's words that you're using all the time that get very annoying. It's only when you
He's on point. He's really on point. I really like his way of talking. Here, he's inspired me actually. I like his channel. I'll subscribe here and like this video. He's on point. He's actually on point. Thanks,
stuff
man.
That you'll identify. So I owe Vic a subscription. Cut out those crutch words. Not having a clue what you're saying. Let me just look at my, yeah. See, you don't have to write a script when it comes to making a talking head video or talking to camera, but you should have a few bullet points at the very least, especially if you're just starting out, because reading a script or memorizing a script can be quite painful and it takes a lot of practice. If you don't have all the time for all the practice in the world, a few bullet points to get you from point A to point B to point C. Now, the less of those things that you have, the more likely you're to make all of the mistakes that I've just highlighted in this video. A little bit of structure goes a long, long way. I mean, there's a reason people have scripts in Hollywood, right? Now, there's also something else that would be a really good reason for you to take on board, and that's this video here. Yep,
okay, I'm not seeing any video right now.
Take two. Ow. You know what the biggest mistake... Why did I screw that one up? Let's go again.
He's so funny. Okay. I'm ending the stream now. Nice to see you guys.